guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. Well, at the time I'm recording this, we're getting close to the Christmas, well, it is the Christmas season, but I mean, it's coming, a couple of weeks and it'll be Christmas. And I was just thinking about how, a lot of talk lately about the digital world and how physical media is kind of going by the wayside, might make it sort of come back, kind of will, kind of won't, I don't know. But, it's been on a lot of people's minds. The topics have been going around, the dangers or the downsides of the digital world. How companies can just take your data and just flush it down the toilet. That type of stuff. You've purchased games, you've purchased movies, and then all of a sudden those could just, gone. They're gone. And nothing just beats the physical media. But the thing that I've been just recently thinking about is, Christmas time. I know that a lot of people throughout the years, people my age probably have a lot of fond memories of Christmas morning getting video games. It's just, I don't know. It was a thing through the 80s and through the 90s. And I'm sure it's still going today, but it's sort of not. I mean, we're starting to get more and more into the digital world. Now, I remember when I was a kid, I still remember waking up on Christmas morning and opening up Donkey Kong Jr. This is not the original one that I had. I had this game when I was a kid, and then I lost. It was gone, and then, this is another one that I ended up picking up. It has a price tag on it of $9. Original price of $29, so you can see it was marked down. But this is Donkey Kong Jr. for the Intellivision. And I still remember when I was a kid, on Christmas morning, I even knew the day before, on Christmas Eve, when the present was under the tree, I knew what it was, and I couldn't wait to open it. I couldn't wait to play it. It's just something about the physical game. The box was great. Being able to take the cartridge and put it into my Intellivision. I was the same with the original game, the Donkey Kong game. They're not the greatest versions of the game themselves. But, for the Intellivision, they're okay. I mean, Donkey Kong was a little lackluster, but Donkey Kong Jr. did a great job. And I still have fond memories of getting that game. And even throughout the years, even when I got into, Nintendo, Nintendo games were always something that I was always, for the NES, always asking, I'd like this game or I'd like that game. And it was just something that you would open up on Christmas morning, and it would be something physical and tangible, and it just felt good that you now own this game. And even just consoles themselves. I didn't have a lot of systems growing up. I mean, I had my Intellivision, I had the Commodore 64, which were great systems. I mean, for their day, those were the top of the line. So I had no complaints when I was a kid. And, I didn't get a Nintendo NES until a little bit later on. I think I even got my Atari Junior first, which also was a great system, and I still enjoy playing Atari 2600 today. And back then, getting Atari games as gifts was always cool. Birthday presents and stuff. I remember my friend gave me Joust, and what was the other one? He gave me River Raid 2. And both of them are great games for the Atari 2600. And then, throughout the teenage years, when I wanted another console, it was always, wait till Christmas time. Wait till, I remember wanting the Sega Genesis, because I was still playing the NES when Super Nintendo and Genesis were out, and a lot of my friends were playing on the Genesis and playing on the Super NES, and I'm still sitting there playing in all my 8-bit glory. Even at that time, I was probably still playing a lot more on my Commodore 64. But, at some point, I guess, I was able to wait. I've always been that way. Even modern consoles, it took me a few years before I picked up a Wii. It took me a few years before I picked up a Switch. So back then, I was okay. I was okay with my 8-bit goodness. And then, when the Sega Genesis was on its, second or third generation or whatever, after they revamped the design of it and stuff, I was like, hey, yeah, why not? I asked my parents, hey, can I get a Genesis for a Sega Genesis? And, on Christmas morning, that's a cool thing to open up. You're like, wow, that's awesome. A new video game system and some new games. And it just, there's just something about the physical that it's just not going to be the same when we get into this, like, era of digital. I mean, I bought this game for my daughter for Christmas last year, I believe, the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And it's it was something that she could open, and it has the game inside. It's got the physical, but a lot of these now are going to be like empty, like they're empty shells, and there's nothing in there but a download code. And I guess they do that just to have that physical thing of saying, hey, I bought you a game, but there's no game inside. You're going to have to now go on your system, take this code, go to the eShop or whatever, put in the code, download your game, wait for it to update. I don't think that that's as fun. I mean, it's just, I guess it could be, but I could also see this starting to disappear at some point in time. I mean, there's already word from stores saying they're no longer going to carry this, they're no longer going to carry that. They're slowly disappearing off the shelves. And I've talked about this in one of my other videos about the whole physical digital thing, is that, you go into places like Walmart or Toys R Us. Yes, we still have Toys R Us here in Canada. And I noticed that these sections that I used to love going into, like the video game section, used to be walls of video games. Things you could actually pick off the shelf and look at the back and read the content and yada yada. Totally shrinking down into one little tiny section. And it's just whatever the top games are now. And you got to wonder, is there even physical media inside of it? Or is it all just like plastic with a download code? I mean, yeah, like I said, this is great for if you need to have something, you want to wrap it up. But otherwise, what are we going to be left with? We're going to be left with cards, like a gift card or something like that, You're going to have a gift card, and that's going to be... And we've had gift cards forever. It's not like these are new. Like, gift cards have been around. It's just, to give a kid a gift card and say, here you go, here's your Xbox Store gift card, here's your Nintendo eShop gift card. I don't see there being anything special about that. I just see that you might as well just hand the kid a wad of cash or just go online and tell the kid to point at what games you want and I'll download them. And it's not the same thrill. I mean, when we were kids, when I was a kid anyways, we would do things like go through the catalogs, and like this is like a toy store catalog. I got it in the mail. And, we would go and we would find toys. We'd find video games that we want. We'd circle them and, passively hand it over to our parents. Hey, this is what I'd like to have. Sometimes your parents would even be like, here's the Sears catalog. Go and tell me what you want for Christmas. And, of course, you always knew what you were going to get, but it was still special to be able to open them up and have that physical feeling. And to know that maybe in 10, 15 years, I'll still have this product. I'll still have my Donkey Kong, that I can play. It gives you that extra feeling of ownership. Something tangible. And I think that's something that's going to be lacking. That this is what we're heading towards with this digital world. Movies, and it's not just video games, it's movies and any other kind of media that we would normally want to purchase and consume. It's going into this digital land, and it's just no longer a physical thing. And I don't know, I often wonder what's going to happen in 10, 15 years with our kids, with their nostalgia. Because if everything is just push a button and now it's on your computer, or now it's on your whatever console of the time that has a hard drive, when that console dies or when whatever reason, it's gone. Everything's gone. If you have a service, like I said, like the streaming services and stuff where it allows you to download, it can be gone. If it could be on one system and then be gone. At any point in time, any of these companies could go belly up, sell off the content, run out of server space. We don't know where it's going to go from here, and it's just gone. And so, yeah, that's just something I was thinking about, because I'm still seeing this make the rounds, and it's interesting, and it made me think of Christmas, because I know a lot of people, and I've talked to a lot of people, who have a lot of fond memories during the Christmas season, And video games, just opening up video games, saying, oh, I got that game for Christmas, or I got that for Christmas. And, you know, my favorite game, it was a game I got for Christmas, and it reminds me of my grandmother, it reminds me of something. You know, those memories that we always just cherished and stuff, that I don't see where that's going to be if everything's just, here's a code, download it, and go to town. But that's just my thought. I just wanted to throw that out there. I thought it'd be interesting to talk about it. See what you got to say about it. Throw some comments down below. Always love to hear it. If you got some memories of video games and Christmas, what was your favorite memories, your favorite games? Always love to hear it. Throw it down in the comments below. I hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.